Coach, early on in the game, it seemed like Manhattan was trying to get under everybody's skin. Things would get a little chippy. What was the adjustment made after that point?
I mean, I think, Coach Gallagher is a super intense, really good coach, and we expected them to be a scrappy team. I kind of thought we were a little sluggish, till about that 11-minute mark, which is, we haven't been that way, in the two exhibition games and the other regular season game. I thought those three competitions that we came out of the starting blocks at an elite level, and we did not do that tonight. And we have to guard better, to get to the standards where I think we should be. We have to defend without fouling. We have to know when the opposition is in the bonus. So some of those things are, some areas we got to get better at.
Coach, Jaden Burnell played a good number of minutes and seemed to play pretty well. In a game like this where foot speed mattered a lot, I wonder what your thought was in terms of his overall defense and overall play.
Yeah, I mean, I thought offensively, Jaden was phenomenal. You look at the 13 minutes and the 13 points, and he did have 4 offensive rebounds, and he drew 5 free throws attempted. So I thought he played his minutes offensively great. Defensively, I thought there was a loose ball, that he possibly could have gotten, and maybe 1 or 2 defensive rebounds. So it's just things we got to continue to point out to him and try to find a good matchup for him, because offensively, he not only does he, individually his stats per minute are phenomenal offensively, but I think he makes his teammates better as well.
So Coach, it's probably maybe a love-hate type of stat. 55 rebounds total, 24 offensive, a lot of missed layups.
Yeah, I thought, Manhattan's not a very good shot blocking team. That's one of their areas that when they play a team like us, they're probably not going to block a lot of shots. So I was disappointed with shots around the rim. But we did emphasize going to the offensive boards. I mean, we have a lot of athletes that have some length, but certainly, when you play against Power 5 teams, you're going to have to finish around the rim against way more length than what we saw tonight.
Coach, I think Chad was shooting 25% the 2 exhibitions in the first game coming into tonight. Career high 26 points, 7 to 13 from the field. How important is that, him being the lead guy on offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to need Chad and Rodney to carry some of our offensive load at times, especially late game. And so I thought it was a breakout game for him. He was jumping up and down, and I didn't know he was 1 point from a career high, but he knew. I mean, how he knew, I don't really know, but he knew. And I told the guys in the locker room, hey, like, if we're up and you're playing the right way, and Jacob got an extra minute because we wanted him to get the double-double, and when you coach in the NBA, sometimes you got to be aware of that stuff. Not that I'm coaching in the NBA right now, but I do know the mentality of the importance. I think it meant something to Chad. And when you look at his thing, 26 points in 23 minutes, it wasn't like we played him 32 minutes to get the career high.
I think it was maybe like 7 minutes left in the game when Chad came out, and it looked like he was kind of like going like this. Like was he trying to convince you to put him back in so he could get that career high? Is that the conversation that was?
Well, I didn't really know what the palms up were, and then I found out, and so I go back in. I'm cool. Go back in. Just try to chill when you tell me.
Hey Coach, congrats on the win. After last game, you said you weren't completely comfortable with the rotation. How have you worked it out since then, and how much better did it feel today?
I'm still a work in progress for sure. When Jaden goes out and plays like that, and then, when Jordan Marsh comes out and makes threes and doesn't force shots, that gives you, pause as well. Jordan's got to be more disciplined defensively. There's a lot of gambling. Because of his size, he does, gamble and wants to get steals and stuff. But I thought tonight he was like more composed, especially offensively, and I thought he did a really good job for us.
When you envisioned what this team could be, was it similar to tonight where Chad gets the 26 points, Rodney has a nice game on offense, just the one turnover, and then just surrounding those guys with a ton of length?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you envisioned and thoughts on that?
And Elijah. But yeah, I mean, I do think, Connor, that like more than maybe the other two games was kind of spread out, and Chad struggled, and I don't know if he struggled, I think he was, more focused tonight. But yeah, we need those two guys, and we need, the combination of speed, athleticism, and strength with Jacob and Ezra's, what we need to play in the Big Ten and to survive in the Big Ten. And then we need those guys to keep getting better. Like Jacob, at his age, should keep getting better throughout the course of the season. And same thing with Ezra, to kind of maybe not turn the ball over because he draws fouls and he's so quick off the floor around the rim. And I thought Terrence Williams, he didn't play much last game, and I thought he came out tonight and did a really good job.
Hey, Coach, you have 5 guys in double figures. Can you talk about just the versatility of your team and the scoring box that you all have?
Yeah, I thought, obviously tonight, really balanced with 7 guys in double digits. I mean, there's probably not a lot of nights that happens across college basketball. So excited about that. Excited that, I think it's the most points since 1990 that SC's had. So, I mean, we pushed the ball, we played pretty well, could shoot the ball better around the rim and could shoot the ball better from the perimeter than we did tonight. But in a game that you score 114 points and you only turn the ball over 12 times, that is a really good sign for us. Just because if you're playing at that pace, normally there's a few more turnovers.
Late in the game, it looked like Gabe Bynes got substituted and kind of sprinted off the court into the locker room. Is everything okay with him?
I think so, yeah. I didn't know he went to the locker room, but he had 4 fouls and whatever. I mean, we're going to need Gabe to play great. He played 7 minutes and had 4 fouls and probably would have liked to have, been out there more.
Sure.
But he played great in the exhibition games, and sometimes there's a matchup thing, and when you play 2 teams that are undersized, like we have he's going to get plenty of chances when we're in the Big Ten and we're playing against 7-footers every single night. And so, tonight was, it's hard for him to be on the floor. He had 4 fouls in 7 minutes.
And then just a quick follow-up. Do you like the attitude the team has as far as their tenacity?
Yeah, they're a fiery bunch. I mean, that's, you kind of sometimes you want to build a roster, it's got similar personalities. And so I do like guys that are, get after it and emotional, and I struggle with stoicism.
You mentioned 117 points. What does it mean to kind of hit that historic milestone in your second season here with the program?
I think it's just, like it's easy to buy in. The question is, can you get teams to stay in? Meaning, all right, what our, and I mean, I got on them at halftime and didn't think we played up to our standard, and they figured out a way to, it's important in these games that you play up to your potential, and I thought last year, some of these early games we struggled, like 3 points against Arlington, there was like some close games that, we didn't mess around with the game. That's some of the things we talk about. Like, you're supposed to play every possession. If you play every possession, then, you hope that the outcome is like it is tonight.
Hey, Coach. You mentioned playing against 2 undersized teams, so I'm just wondering how you guys are preparing to play against Big Ten 7-footers.
Yeah, well, I think for us right now, it's how do we get some type of rhythm? How do we get some type of confidence? How do we get looks at rotations? We knew coming in that, we didn't have a lot of returning players. We're playing a team in Illinois State that's got a lot of returners, a lot of continuity, and a lot of preseason hype. And, now we've got 2 games under our belt, and hopefully that gets us ready for the game on Friday. But I can't simulate, Big Ten play when we get into it, I mean, they're gonna find out real quick how competitive the league is. Obviously, Rodney knows, and certainly Chad Baker should know, playing in the SEC. And then some of the other guys will find out, you know, how difficult, but Jacob played in the ACC, and part of the reason we recruited those three guys, and obviously, you know, Ezra, you know, playing in the Big 12. So we got a lot, you know, we have a core group of guys that T. Wills played in the Big 10. So we have enough guys that kind of know what it's like and have got some type of experience at that level.
Coach, what did you hope to learn from a game like this? You're obviously heavy favorites, and I assume it's not about the winning and losing, but what did you hope to take away from it?
Just, you know, trying to figure out continuity, you know, on what works, what doesn't work, running certain plays, running different coverages. You know, like we found out that smaller guards can bother us with their ability to get to the basket. So we got to defend without fouling. We might have to give the players like that a little bit more cushion. But that's kind of what you know, what the objective was tonight.
All right, thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.